I'm going to come right out and say it. You need a website. It doesn't have to be a shop, doesn't even have to cost any money at all to make. But we are in the digital era, and you are an artist, and people are going to want to stalk you, including me. I want to stalk you. Last night I was at an art show, and it was one of those group gallery shows, so a whole bunch of us were showing one piece or two pieces each. And I met this wonderful artist, and it's really funny because I was like, oh, I really love her work. And then I was talking to somebody else, and they said, oh, which painting's yours? And I showed them, that one. And they said, oh, this person really was talking about your work. And it was that person whose work that I loved. So we basically became friends because we liked each other's paintings specifically. Anyway, so I had a wonderful conversation with her. We went around the room, we geeked out on all the paintings and just really analyzed them together, and it was cool, really cool. Anyway, so I don't remember why we were talking about websites, but she said that she had one, but she didn't really like it. And of course, afterwards, I went over to the internet and tried to find that website that she didn't like, and she must have it hidden. It's not Googleable. So that's a bummer, because I would have loved to have read about her. And it did not matter to me if the website that revealed things about her, if it didn't matter to me if she didn't go to art school or whatever. I just wanted to know more about her, because I liked her work, and I wanted to know kind of what her influences were, or you know what I mean? I just wanted to learn a little bit more and kind of cement that new friendship. Obviously, we follow each other on Instagram. And yeah, anyway, that's what I have to say. So besides fellow artists stalking you, there's also potential collectors stalking you. And maybe you're not even in a space where you're ready to sell your work yet. That's okay. But you want to be able, well, maybe I'm projecting, but it seems to me like if you're making work and it's something that you're taking seriously and that you want to show it to people, that people need to be able to see it. Call me crazy. Anyway, so I made a chart of what I think are really good options for showing your work online. And I made this for you. It's free and downloadable. You don't have to give me your email address or anything, but I personally needed to see it all together in one spot. And so you can download it now and ignore my talking right now if you want to. Or I'm going to go through them now. I'll give you my 2 cents about each one of them. The first one I want to talk about is Google Sites. The monthly fee is $0. And it's very simple, and it's not really necessarily a place to sell your art per se. It's just a place to show it. And you can make as many pages as you want. You can make an about page, which is what I really recommend that you have so that people can learn more about you. Free is pretty good, It's not a shop, but it's a really nice way to just showcase a bunch of your work. Next up is one that it seems like a really cool option if you actually are trying to sell your artwork. And it's called Daily Paintworks, and it's $12.95 a month. It is created by an artist. It's definitely for artists. And there's also an online space. It's an artist community. So when people go to this place, to Daily Paintworks, they will see a grid of all these different artists' work. It's a marketplace, and it's usually for small pieces, and it's not all realistic work. There are some abstract artists on there, but it's mostly still lifes and landscapes, people. Yeah. And anyway, I really like it. Carol Marine, who is the person who started Daily Paintworks, is also the author of a great book, if you have not read it, called, wait, let me go grab it real quick, called Daily Painting. Paint small and often to become a more creative, productive, and successful artist. Yes, this is a great book. It's a great book, and it's very motivating to start painting often and small. Anyway, several times I have felt tempted to go ahead and join Daily Paintworks, even though I have my own website and I have my own shop. But I really just like what they've got going on over there. I think it's really neat. And yeah, like I've considered just going ahead and opening up an account and opening up a small shop with its own stuff, but just to see what it's like. You know, I probably should do it just for research for this, for us. I might do it. I don't know. Have you done it? Let me know. Okay, next up is Artwork Archive. Now, I'm mentioning this as an option because it's just a really great service. It's an inventory tool essentially, and it's really good. I've been using it for years now. And you can create a public profile, which would be like your artist's website, and there's no added charge to use it. If you have just 30 artworks or fewer, then it's $6 a month. 100 artworks is $12 a month. And then an unlimited number of artworks is $19 a month, which is, I think, what I have. Then there is Fourthwall, and I have just now tried using Fourthwall. This is my third go at a type of shop for my artwork. I've tried 3 different options. And so this is the one that I'm currently using. And I think I like it in a lot of ways. I like the fact that it's free. It's really easy to shop if you have like a YouTube channel like me, because it's right there. And you know, you're like watching me and you're like, I'm going to buy something from Anne. And if you look down below, you will see that I have artwork for sale. I have a little bit of merch. I have a digital download, and I have my book. And you can access it just from here. And so I think it's a great option for people who have YouTube channels. And it's it's pretty easy to set up. Then there's Etsy. There is also a 0 monthly fee to have an Etsy shop. But if you have been following along the whole Etsy saga, then you know that it has become less and less of an attractive option. What I have on the sheet is a list of all the fees for selling work, because there's like a fee for starting some of these things, of which, you know, Etsy has a 0 fee for starting it, but it's a lot of money ultimately. There's a listing fee, an Etsy transaction fee, a payment processing fee. I wouldn't necessarily even recommend this one, but I listed it here so that you could see it in comparison to the other ones. It does have a lot of, you know, in the land of pros and cons, it does have pros because this is a marketplace. And so people are on Etsy trying to find things that you are making. So that helps. Which is why I think they can get away with all these fees that they charge for selling work. Okay, the next one, this one was new to me, but I really like how it looks, especially if you are a serious artist who's trying to make your website look like it's made by a serious artist. You know, it looks like fine art. In fact, FASO stands for Fine Art Studio Online. And the fees to run this platform are a little bit on the higher end, but I feel like it might be worth it. And I also believe like the higher fees are lead to some more benefits that have to do with getting more exposure, because it is a bit of a marketplace vibe too, the way Daily Paintworks is and the way that Etsy is, where you can go onto the marketplace and then search within the marketplace. Next up, speaking of marketplaces, is eBay. Now, people really do sell artwork on eBay. It is $0 to set up an account there. And it's nice to have the auction option. There are quite a number of people who sell their artwork with an auction option. And that sometimes leads to maybe selling work for more than you could have ever dreamed. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that Daily Paintworks also has an auction option. Carol Marine, who started that one, she, I think she even started on eBay and ultimately decided that she didn't find that eBay had everything that she wanted. Hence, she started her own website with her husband. Next up is Squarespace. It's got the professional website, e-commerce, like you can make a shop directly on there. There's a blog option, and they even have email marketing as part of their package possibilities. I use that right now. That's what my main website is, Squarespace, and I have been using it for 13 years now, I think, and I really like it. It has good customer care, and it's really straightforward to use, and I think it looks really good. Good functionality. I've used the shop on there before too. In fact, that's what I was using before I started this Fourthwall thing out of curiosity. And yeah, it's really it's a strong option. It does cost money to use, not as much as, well, actually, it can be as much as FASO. In like there are different levels, just the way FASO has. And then finally, I wanted to list Shopify for people who want to have a website that is a shop, and that is just one fee. And I have tried that before too. So for a long time, I was using Squarespace for my main website, but at that time, Squarespace's shop wasn't great. It has gotten a lot better. So, but back then I needed something that was a little bit more robust to sell my artwork. And so I used it, but it costs a lot of money. So for somebody who has a whole other website, so that one's $39 a month. For some people, Shopify is perfect. And especially if what you are doing is kind of like larger bulk stuff, I think. Anyway, so anyway, these are the ones that I would either recommend or that I have something to say something about. Essentially, as with everything else, it's just a matter of knowing what your artwork, what you need to be doing with your artwork right now. Are you trying to sell it? Are you trying to just have this kind of like calling card where you meet a random artist at an art show and you want them to be able to check out what your background is? If you wanted to create a portfolio because you wanted to share the work with people on your social media and you want to have a landing page for people to see your work organized in the way that you think would look nice. But here is probably the most important thing that I want to say about having a website. It's not going to be perfect. And I have made so many iterations of my website over the years, and I can honestly say I have never been fully happy with how I've organized it ever, because there's always something a little bit more that could be done, but it's always probably going to be that way. I mean, maybe there will come a day where I am finally finished with my website and I say, this is exactly how I wanted it. And probably if that were the case, that's going to be down the road when I could afford to maybe even hire a website designer. Maybe that's the end game. But for now, I have a pretty good website and it pretty much conveys some stuff about me. You can check it out if you like to. There's a link. I always have a link in the description below, so you can check it out if you want to. So in summary, get a website. I really think you should. If you don't already have one, or if you have one but you don't like it and it's hidden, I'd say put it out there. You are awesome and you should be visible. People need to find you, and it doesn't matter if you don't have enough work that you feel like this is amazing, Just be you. in this moment right now. You know, like, let it just be a snapshot of you and your work today. Why not? Like, I think that, you know, I say this a lot, but I feel like the time for the ultra curated, perfecty looking life is over, at least for now. Like, keeping it real is where it is at. So keep it real. And if you want to share your website or portfolio or shop link, feel free to put it in the comments because I would love to check it out. And everybody who's reading the comments can check it out too. Let's check each other's websites out. What do you think? Let's do it. All right, thanks for listening, and feel free to download this thing. And yeah, see you next time.